Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to Judah Reigns. And I want to talk about Christ's Kingdom Anointed and where, what kind of lives that they're leading right now in this wicked world. For the outset, I want to say that when we are all joined together in New Jerusalem, there's going to be a running thread regarding our stories. And I believe the biggest one is going to be how we were not allowed to live comfortably and without disturbances in our lives. Those that make up Christ's Kingdom administrators, not many, if not all of them, have been pestered and have been singularly agitated and hamstringed and sabotaged and picked on and picked at by the demons and through the human agents and agencies that they have used. And it has gone on unabated. And usually it can, again, in every area of their activity, whether it was at work, that they were always having to contend with person or persons in their jobs. And I believe that many of them, the majority of Christ's Kingdom administrators, if not all, are descendants of American slaves. All of them. And so as I speak here, kind of have that possibility in mind. So when you're at work and usually when you're on the job, you're being harassed by someone. There's always that one person. They're usually in a position of power, right, or authority, where they can make decisions over your work life, or they can interrupt it. Or you have that employee, a colleague of yours, that is favored by the management, right, or the executive suite, the C-suite individuals, and that person, that pet of the office is gunning for you, or is picking at you and nitpicking everything you do. Or whether or not is if you are married, that there could be a lot of petty stuff that is going on. And maybe you've been divorced. Maybe you've been married several times. Maybe you've never been married. Maybe you'd never been in a relationship, right? That wasn't afforded to you because of your spirit in this wicked world repels people. Probably most of the anointed don't have friends. You probably will not see them in a circle of friends. They're probably alone. Doesn't mean that we're lonely. It's just that the spirit that they carry is one that, if you're not right, and this world is not right, and it induces unrighteousness, then you are uncomfortable around them. And for most human beings, if not all, they really don't know why. I had one anointed person, and I've had this happen to myself too, where a stranger will walk up to you or you know them but not know them. Like for myself, this happened on the job, where someone would just walk up to you and say, "I don't like you." And you'd be like, "Well, I don't like you either." You have that kind of thing where so I know that many of the anointed ones have probably ran into some idiot that has said something like that to them. And you know nothing about the person, nor do you care to know anything about the person. You know nothing about their lives, nor do you care whether or not they're in your family, or they're at work, or they're somebody you see on a regular basis because you stop maybe at a grocery store or a gas station or whatever, what have you. If you have children, you have had to contend with them and contend with the situations that they have been in. And because if you're a mom or if you're a dad, that affects you. You're a parent, you love your children, you want them to do well, but all kinds of stuff could be happening to them. And of course, with all of us, we have some idea as to why. And the main point thing is is the spirit that is put on us, right? We're the oddballs in the room of Satan's world. We are the outliers. We are the interesting ones, so to speak. And so, and for most of the time, if not all the time, you just been minding your own business. You've been minding your own business, and although your heart and your mind wants to do the right thing, um, depending on the situation, uh, this wicked world has thrown everything at you in order to get you to do the wrong thing. And sometimes the wrong thing in their eyes, right? Because it is their laws. And and we try to do the best that we can, but there are times in our life when it's part of our story is that we've had to just give the law, so to speak, and this is Satan's law, by the way, we've had to give them the middle finger and do what was necessary in order for us to survive. Um, I don't know how many of us have thrived. I'm sure there has been some, because you got to represent those ones um, who those descendants of American slaves who were allowed to live richly um, in this wicked world. And so we would have to have some out there that have been wealthy and even prominent. Even prominent. I think of like Minister Louis Farrakhan being one, and his dear wife, peace upon them both, and may she rest in peace until the day has come where we can bring um, his wife back from out the grave, back to him. Uh, oh, goodness. One of the things that I'm praying for every day, is that the today be the day. This is what my prayers are. That today will be the day that the Most High manifests the kingdom of Christ, and that we are removed from um, the people who practice wickedness and has used us as their footstool to reign over all of the earth's worlds, and to have attempt to have what little bit of access that they've had to the earth in order to ruin it. And they have, people. They have taken this planet with little bit of access that they were given through us, by the way, that they have sought to ruin every single thing that they have touched. And I'm talking about all the worlds, not just one, not just the European one, but all of them that have been under Satan's dominion. So this is my prayer, is that it ends today, and that the overturning happens now in the present, not in the future, but in the present. Because when that happens, then our freedom will be complete. Our freedom will be complete. And that freedom entails a piece of land of our own. And here's the thing. It's not a piece of land that will be given to us. It's a piece of land that has already been ours. We're just getting it back, getting the deeds back to it. Eventually, we'll have the deed back of the whole earth. But it will happen, it seems, as though it might happen gradually. Because there are some nations on planet Earth that will have to go through their retribution, and they'll have to go through justice, and they'll have to learn the full unprofitableness of their devil doing. And again, with this world in particularly, there have to be sections of the earth that are still corrupt, and especially at the Armageddon and the fall of the nations, right? There are many peoples out there in those nations that will have to feel the full frontal brunt of what they have been doing to us. And how when they lose their access to us completely, and they're completely cut off, they can't even get anywhere near us, then that is when the lesson fully will come to them. And they have to bear the brunt of it, whoever is left. And, you know, there'll be people who will be resurrected for the good things that they have done, and will have a share in the kingdom. There'll be people resurrected for the bad things that they have done, and they will be punished accordingly, and and shown up for who and what they were. So I would say, do not believe everything that you're hearing now about the tech bros and about the different governments and the secret chambers or whatever down at the bottom of the earth, or whatever they're telling people. Nothing that they do will come to success for them. And right now, everything's being revealed. Everything's being revealed. And for what I understand now, we have where there are more files, Epstein files, that are being released. So I may take a look at that today and tomorrow. I'm telling you, the spirit that is within those files is haunting. And I know that many, if not all, of the anointed who have looked in, depending on what part you play, you may have the stamina to review every freaking file. And if that's the case, that's what the Most High wants you to do. Because someone out of that administration has to be abreast of what was going on in the dark. And there are some of us that, like myself, where the spirit is too much. But when I go online, I'm just like, okay, I've seen enough. I just stopped looking because it was not healthy of my mind, body, and spirit. So I just stopped. That is not my lane. That's another person, another anointed one's lane to deal with that, all of that. And I leave them to it. Which is, of course, another thing too. We will not be pressing on each other. Everybody in the administration, those men and women, you each have what you're supposed to do. You already have your assignment, and you know what you are to deal with, right? And what is the part that you play in all of this. And so the only government, and right now, that government has not been placed in its full power, but it is being given each day. It is being given. And so the attack right now on the human element is very, very strong. And my prayer is for their utter defeat and for the rescuing of his anointed ones, myself and all the others, the continuance of the Most High rescuing and blocking any type of harm, because so many for so long, some for decades, some from almost a century, have had to have hit after one hit after one hit after one hit after one calamity after the next. And it is because who they are and the righteousness that they carry in their heart. The people, and you better believe that, because so the calamity is not because they did something wrong. Okay, I want you to juxtapose that with the people who are extremely rich. They've been rewarded by Satan for their devilry. So consequently, if this is Satan's world, you got to be doing all kinds of stuff in order to get to that level, whether or not you speak it. There are so many people that are lying right now about them being good people, and they haven't told the truth, right? Of course, the anointed ones are seeing that. They know the underbelly of how you live and what you've been doing, what you've been willing to do in order to live lavishly and luxuriously and comfortably under the system. They can sense that. They can see it. And you can even be related to these ones. You can actually be related to them, and they see you. And they see you, and they don't play with the Most High. They admit it to the Most High. Yep, I know that this, whether it's a mother or a father or a child or an aunt, uncle, or cousin, they know. They know. And sometimes they speak on it. Sometimes they speak on it. And so many times they don't have their family coming around them like that. Because and many times you don't have to say anything. It's just the spirit that when they're in your presence, it's an uncomfortable one. You feel it, they feel it. So, yeah, there's always something. So a lot of stories that will need to be told. And for all of us, my prayer is that that the Most High continues to hold us up and rescues us and cares for us when the trouble becomes so great. Many of us, if not all of us, and I would probably say all of us at this point in time, are totally reliant on the goodness, goodwill, justice, and strength and power of the creators of the universe, of the Elohim, of the ones that made us individually, male and female. They were made. That's us. That's the descendants of American slaves, the black man and the black woman. And that they protect us and they keep us from falling, keep us from certain destruction and calamity, right? Yeah, I'm going to ask for that. I'm going to ask for that for all of us, and that there is that protection that when the devil's children think that they have us dead to rights, that the Most High comes in with his miracles and with her miracles and sweeps all the trouble away. Thank you for listening.